You know, and I remember in first grade, when I got in first grade, didn't know better, we did the Pledge of Allegiance, you know, and I put up the Black Power fist. And I got in trouble. I got sent to the principal's office. They're like, "Oh, you're the comedian." This is when I first heard the word comedian. You know, you think you're funny. And my mother came to school, and she said, and she liked to come to school, you know, because she liked that. She liked to go against the system. So she told the principal said, "We don't know what's wrong with him. Why would he do something like that?" And she said, "That's all he knows. That's all he knows." When he got to D.C., he didn't know anything. But the song James Say It Loud, James Say It Loud, Black and I'm Proud, came out, and he loved that song, and that's who he is, you know. And she was with the movement and everything, you know. So, and another time later in school, because my mother liked doing this, she was crazy. Me and my sister would be late to high school. You go late to high school, you know, enough times you got to go to detention,
right?
You know. But my sister never had to go. You know, but I had to go every single time. So my mother said, "I'm coming down there." She came down. She went to the principal's office. She said, "Why does my son have to go to detention and my daughter doesn't?" They say, and my sister's name is Burl. Your daughter's Burl? Yeah. She said, "But why does that matter? Why does that matter?" You know? And they got it all straight. But my mother took me home that day. She said, "You coming with me?" And she was driving, and she pulled the car over. And she told me this, boy. I'll never forget this. She took me to a little park and sat me down, boy. She looked at me. She said, "I'm going to tell you the truth." She said, "Your sister can be late all she wants and still get ahead, but you're black. And if you want to get ahead, you can't be late. You can't be late." And, man, I wanted to cry. I was like, well, that ain't
fair.
Right? What's that? But she was showing me. She was showing me, you know, and before her life was over, she asked me, she never would ask me for nothing. Like I said, "I'm going to buy you a car or whatever." She said, "How much would you pay?" I said, "Like 20 grand. She said, "Well, put that in the bank for your kids. You know, my grandbabies." You know, her grandbabies are all colors, black, Cuban, they're everything. And she said, "I want you to do one favor for me." She never asked me to do stuff. She said, "I want you to come over to this old folks home and say hi to these little guys." So she had done this without me knowing. She took an old folks home, talked the city into giving her the top floor, you know, all the services, the food, the beds and everything. And she housed 25 young black men who were victims of gunshot wounds and were crippled. And she was like, "Would you come and say hi to them?" I was like, "Sure, I go say hi to them, you know." And we took them out in the park. They smoking their little weed, and I stood there for an hour. And they love her.